Back. What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back. It's Coach Time Palms. Today I got a video for you guys as to why you're not making progress in the gym. We're going to go over the 5-step protocol to see if this is why you're not making progress. And I can promise you, if you're watching this video, it probably is. All right, so let's get on into it. All right, so the first thing is that you're probably not following a plan. And this is probably the most common thing I see is people just going into the gym and kind of freeballing it. They just do whatever they kind of feel like that day. They see if that piece of equipment's open, they'll go and use that. If that one's taken, I'll just do this other one. And listen, there's a time and place for where like your plan can't be perfect, but you need to have some sort of plan. What plan? I tell you right now, it really does not matter. Okay, for most people, it's not going to make a difference. Do I think it's important to have something that's specific to you that can meet your needs and your time that you can allocate to the gym, pre-existing injuries, all that good stuff? Of course, that's what I do for hundreds of people. However, for most people, if you just follow something, it's going to make a major difference in comparison to following absolutely nothing. All right? So the reason for this is simply because you need to be able to measure progress. Just like when you guys are trying to lose weight, you go on the scale every day. You making sure that over weeks and over months, the weight is trending down. You need to do the same thing with training. If you're not using more weight or doing more reps with the same weight than you did the previous time, then you're not growing any muscle. I can promise you that. That is the most important metric. It's progressive overload and ensuring that you're consistently challenging yourself every single week and getting better in the gym. Training performance is the #1 tool to ensure that you are actually building muscle. So if you're not tracking, you just aren't aware if anything is actually happening. So you need to follow something, all right? That's step 1. Number 2, your sets are simply too easy, okay? Your body needs to be pushed to a level that it hasn't been pushed to before. That is the only way it is going to create a signal to that muscle and say, hey, we need to get bigger. If you don't challenge it extremely hard, it's just not going to. A lot of people think that building muscle is easy, right? One of the most common things I hear is, oh, I don't want to get too bulky, so I'm not going to lift weights. Listen, if the people who want to get bulky struggle to get bulky. Okay, because it's not an easy task. Your body doesn't want to do it. It's metabolically expensive. It's not supposed to have a ton of muscle. It doesn't want that. And so in order to do so, you have to actually try really, really, really hard. Okay, so how do you know if your sets are hard enough? Okay, let's just say we're using the bench press, for example. And if your life depended upon it, you can do 10 reps with whatever weight you're using right now. I'm talking gun to your head. If you don't get 10, it's over for you. And you can just do 10. Okay, that means 10 reps is failure. That's true failure. In order for that rep to be effective whatsoever, you need to do at least 8 reps. Okay, so reps 8, 9, and 10, those are the reps that are building muscle. 1 to 8, 1 to 7 aren't really doing anything. And so what I see in the gym is people using a weight and doing 10 repetitions that they could have done probably 30 for. And it's simply not going to do anything. Just because you're going in there sweating and trying doesn't mean it's going to actually build any muscle. You have to really push yourself, okay? And so the other thing I'll see is like, okay, you have to do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, okay? And their first set is with 100 pounds. Their second set is with 150 pounds. And their third set is 200 pounds. And the third set's the only one that was like actually kind of hard. Those first 2 sets don't count. Those are simply just warm-up sets, guys. They don't contribute to anything for you. There's a difference between warm-up sets and working sets. And whenever you see how many sets that you need to do on your plan, those are working sets. And they all have to be within 1 to 3 reps of true muscular failure. And if they're not, once again, you're not doing anything, okay? So that's number 2. Number 3 is actually ensuring that you are utilizing the muscle that you are supposed to be feeling in that exercise, okay? And there's a few reasons as to why you could be doing an exercise and not feeling the muscle. The first one is you're just moving weight A to B. So like there's a difference between using the right muscle to move the weight versus using your whole body to move the weight. I'll see this all the time with curls. People are swinging their shoulders, doing everything they can to get that weight up. you're not using your biceps. You're using your body weight to get the weight up. And that's not going to put tension on the bicep. That's not going to put tension on the muscle, and that's not going to make it grow. So with that being said, you have to ensure your technique is on point, in that when you're performing these exercises, that you're utilizing that muscle and that muscle only to move the load. And when it can no longer move the load, you failed. And that's a good thing. We're chasing failure, right? We're doing everything we can to fail with that target muscle, okay? So in short, you have to ensure that your technique is on point and that the way you're performing these exercises allows that muscle to work. And the biggest thing I would say, guys, is one, utilize tempo, okay? So when you're going down with a curl, nice, slow, and controlled, feel the muscle expand. And then when you come up, you're gonna come up aggressively, but only with that muscle, not your whole body, all right? And the second thing is your technique and range of motion, right? So if we're performing a squat, for example, in order to build our quads, we have to bend the knee, right? The knee has to bend and open, bend and open. If you're only going halfway down and not bending and then opening up again, you're never using your quad, right? So we have to ensure that the range of motion is actually going to challenge the target muscle and that you're doing it in a manner that allows that muscle and solely that muscle to do the work. All right, number 4, my favorite, inconsistency. All right, we all know the guys who only show up on Monday for chest day and then we don't see them again until the following week on chest day, right? Maybe they hit arm day on Wednesday or something like that. But the real reason is consistency. It's lack of consistency. You don't get to reap gains from being inconsistent in literally anything in life, right? You could literally compare this to anything in life. And if you're not consistent and you don't work hard, you don't see progress. You want to get a raise at your job, you can't show up at 9 and go home at 12, right? You got to show up at 7, go home at 7, right? For a short period of your time in your life to show that you're more valuable than the person next to you. You got to work extra hard. It's the same in the gym. You got to be consistent. You got to work harder than you probably think you need to, and you got to do that for a pretty good amount of time. And that's what's going to allow it. All right? So you got to stay in routine. You got to just keep showing up. And then lastly, guys, when you're in the gym, you got to focus on what you're doing in the gym. The amount of people I see literally doing an exercise while on their phone, like they're texting someone while doing like a leg extension. I'm like, why are you even here? Like, I don't even mean that in like a rude way. Like, I'm happy when people just come to the gym because it's healthy for them, and I support anyone who goes to the gym. But like, you can't put your phone down for like 45 minutes to an hour and not text somebody. I get it. Emergencies happen. Maybe work's crazy that day. I'm not talking about one-offs. I'm talking about literally every single time you go in the gym. You're on your phone, right? You're texting your group chat. You're checking emails. You're on Instagram scrolling. Like, put the phone down for 45 minutes to an hour. It's good for your brain to like relax a second, focus on you, right? Have some fun with what you're doing in the gym and give intensity to that workout, right? When I put my phone away and just focus on what I'm doing, I'm able to improve my training so much better because I'm just focused and locked in. But if I let work get to me and I'm answering clients while I'm in between sets, like the workout's just never the same. All right, so in short, guys, put the phone down, focus on what you're doing, give it your all, and then get back to whatever you got to do afterwards. All right, so that's the 5-step blueprint, guys. Find a routine, stick to one. You need one, I can help make one for you. Reach out to me. Train close to failure. That's the name of the game. Yes, you do have to work hard in order to build muscle. I know it's crazy. Value mechanical tension. Place tension on the muscle. Don't just move the load. Move the load with the muscle, okay? Come into the gym consistently and then get off your phone. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. If this relates to you and you want more information, as always, you can reach out to me at TommyPomaticoFitness@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Tommy_Pomatico. Until next time, guys, see you then.